Tim Rowland, and you're watching the Rowland Rant. The Weather Channel camped out in downtown Hagerstown a few weeks back, waiting for some major storm event. But it fizzled, and there they were in their blue raincoats and no disaster zone to report on. Well, no more of a disaster zone than Hagerstown ever is on any given day. Pity I didn't have a chance to talk to the dudes before they wasted the trip. I could have told them that nothing ever happens in Hagerstown. Not even the weather. Believe me, I've been camped out for 20 years waiting for action. It's just been one big squadouche. Maybe 2009 will be different, but 2008 certainly wasn't. Every year I do a recap of the year's big headlines, and it's pretty amazing. A stray deer can dominate the headline for weeks. This past year it was light bulbs. Yeah, those little glass things that you screw into a lamp. Allegheny Power mailed everybody in the county a couple energy-efficient light bulbs and then charged people for them on their bills. Well, you can only push Hagerstown residents so far. You can take away their school funding, send all the good jobs overseas, close every restaurant that doesn't serve cheese out of a can, but do not send us 2 light bulbs that we didn't ask for. Forget the fact that power companies have been jacking rates skyward for all these past 2 years. We don't care about that. But light bulbs? Light bulbs in 2008 were to Hagerstown what tea was to Boston in 1773. Everybody went nuts. We marched on the Public Service Commission and held hearings in the Maryland General Assembly. If Napoleon had put this kind of effort into Waterloo, we'd all be speaking French. It took a bridge to take our minds off of light bulbs. A bridge to the future, you might say. Except in Washington County, the future ended in the year 1833, the year this particular bridge was built. The county needed to close down the old stone span for a few months for repairs in order to keep it from falling into the Antietam Creek. This was viewed as a cataclysmic inconvenience along the lines of discontinuing commercial air service between Washington and New York. What was on one side of the bridge? Not much. Grocery store, some shops. What was on the other side of the bridge? Not much. A grocery store, some shops. But we thought this bridge closing was going to be the greatest economic crisis since the Panic of 1873. It also wasn't a great endorsement of the confidence merchants have in Hagerstown drivers' abilities to find alternative routes. Apparently, we can't get from milepost 10 to milepost 11 without a tom-tom. We survived the bridge closure, but we almost didn't survive the accidental publishing of more than 12,000 unlisted numbers in a local phone directory. Once again, the Maryland Public Service Commission girded itself for a wave of outrage from local lawmakers and 12,000 residents who mistakenly suffer from the delusion that anyone actually cares where they live. Then, in a priceless move of corporate humanity, the phone company offered $5 coupons to anyone who turned in one of the offending phone books. So it's like, yeah, my psycho ex-boyfriend was able to track me down and slit my nostrils open. But I do have this gift card to Denny's, so I got that going for me. Personally, I held on to my phone book. I figure it's going to be worth a lot of money someday, like those stamps with the airplane upside down. Besides, I want to document a list of the 12,000 people who in 2008, 2009, or any year were smart enough not to admit that they lived in Hagerstown.
Love the Rowland Rant? Then check out these other programs powered by Antietam Cable and the Herald-Mail. Plan your activities for the weekend with the help of lifestyle reporter Tiffany Arnold on Weekend Entertainment Guide. Get the latest local sports news with Wes Decker and the Herald-Mail Insiders on Inside Sports. You can see the Rowland Rant, Weekend Entertainment Guide, and Inside Sports online at herald-mail.com and antpod.com or on WCL 30 and on Antietam Video on Demand.